Have you ever wondered why a quiet man in your neighborhood is followed by a dozen stray cats wherever he goes? In this story, you'll meet Oliver, whose silent acts of kindness not only changed the lives of helpless animals, but also left an unforgettable mark on everyone who knew him. But before we dive into this heartwarming story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. I'd love to know, where are you watching from, and what's your favorite animal? Let's get started. Oliver was an unassuming man in his late 50s, living in a rundown part of the city. His clothes were always simple, and his lifestyle modest. To the average passerby, he was just another lonely soul in the crowd. But what made Oliver different was his unwavering love for animals, especially stray cats. It all started years ago when Oliver worked as a janitor in a small community center. One rainy night, he noticed a tiny, shivering kitten struggling to find shelter near a garbage bin. Most people would have walked past, but Oliver couldn't. He gently picked up the kitten, wrapped it in his scarf, and brought it home. That kitten, later named Luna, became his first companion in what would soon become a heartwarming mission. Luna wasn't just any cat. She was Oliver's inspiration. Her presence reminded him of his own struggles growing up as an orphan, navigating the world without guidance or security. Just as he had found a way to survive, he believed he could give these animals a second chance too. Over time, Oliver began to notice more stray cats in his neighborhood. While most people saw them as a nuisance, Oliver saw their vulnerability. Despite earning just enough to get by, he started saving small portions of his meals to feed them. At first, it was just Luna and one or two others. But as the days turned into months, the number grew. Cats of all shapes and sizes began visiting Oliver's tiny apartment. Some came injured, others malnourished. Without hesitation, Oliver cared for each one. He used old blankets to create makeshift beds and learned basic first aid for animals to tend to their wounds. The neighborhood soon started calling him the Cat Whisperer, but he didn't care for the attention. He only cared about the animals. One day, a curious neighbor named Clara approached Oliver while he was feeding the cats. She had seen him from her window every evening, surrounded by a sea of furry companions, and couldn't help but ask why he did it. Oliver paused for a moment and with a bittersweet smile said, "I know what it's like to be forgotten." Clara was intrigued. "What do you mean?" she asked. Oliver sighed and began to share a piece of his past. When he was a child, he had grown up in a crowded orphanage where children often competed for attention. Oliver was quiet and shy, always staying in the background while louder kids received the care and affection he longed for. One Christmas morning, all the children had gathered around, excited for gifts. But when his name wasn't called, he realized he'd been overlooked. That moment, the feeling of being invisible, stayed with him. He vowed that if he ever had the chance, he'd never let another soul, human or animal, feel as forgotten as he had. "That's why I do this," he said softly. "They deserve to feel seen, to know they matter." Clara was so moved by Oliver's story that she decided to share it online. She took pictures of him surrounded by his feline family, along with his simple yet profound message of kindness. Within days, the story went viral. Support poured in from around the world. Animal lovers sent donations, supplies, and even offers to adopt some of the cats. But what touched Oliver the most were the heartfelt messages from strangers who said his story reminded them of the importance of compassion, not just for animals, but for all living beings. Today, Oliver runs a small shelter funded by the kindness of people who believe in his mission. His once quiet apartment is now a bustling haven for cats in need, filled with toys, cozy beds, and the sound of happy purring. Oliver's story teaches us a powerful lesson. No matter how small your actions may seem, they can create ripples of change. If someone with so little can give so much, what's stopping us from making a difference? If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What part of Oliver's story inspired you the most? Let's keep spreading kindness, one story at a time.